74. Do in multiple parts, and part 1 will start with verse 1. Okay. Sonny, you want to get us started?
Yes, sir. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها المدثر, O you enveloped in your cloak. A study of the background of the revelation of these verses given in the introduction above can help one understand why the Prophet, peace be upon him, on this occasion has been addressed with Ya ayyuhal mudassiru instead of Ya ayyuhar rasulu, O messenger, or Ya ayyuhan nabiyyu, O prophet, as the Prophet, peace be upon him, had been terrified when he had suddenly seen the angel Gabriel sitting on a throne between heaven and earth, and had returned hastily home and asked the people of the house to cover him up. So Allah addressed him with Ya ayyuhal mudassiru. From this fine way of address, the meaning which automatically follows is, O my dear, servant, why have you lain down thus and unwrapped? You have been put under the burden of a great mission. You must now arise from your solitude to perform this mission with resolution and courage. Thank
Very
you,
good.
sir.
So only one word. So let's first get the word correct.
Yeah, so the only word here is cloak.
Okay. Cloak.
Yeah, and a cloak is like a loose outer garment that people can wear that's kind of like a cape or like a coat. It's an older word. People don't really use it anymore unless they're talking about wearing a costume. Like maybe if someone's wearing a costume of something people wore hundreds of years ago, they might say, "Oh, you have a cloak," but it's not really like a modern word.
Okay, and then a similar word.
Clock.
Okay.
Clock.
Yeah. So here O will sound like Aleph, and here O will sound like Wow. So Sania, can you repeat it?
Yes, sir, I can repeat it. Clock and clock.
Yeah. Very good. Next, Umar.
Yes, sir. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Kum fa'anzir. Arise and warn. A command of this very nature had been given to the Prophet, now peace be upon him, while appointing him to the office prophethood. Warn the people of your nation before they are overtaken by a painful torment. The verse means, O you who lays enwrapped, stand up and arouse the people who live in heedlessness around you. Warn them of the fate which would certainly overtake them if they remained involved in the same heedlessness. Warn them that they are not living in a lawless kingdom where they are free to conduct themselves as they like and where they can do whatever they uh, please without any fear or being called to account for it.
Okay. So the first
Words.
the first word is a name. It's Noah.
No, Noah,
Let's try again. Noah.
Noah,
Yeah, there you go, Noah. So that's I think in Islam, did they call that prophet Nu?
yes, no,
Nu, Nu. Okay, so that's the prophet Nu. Um, and okay.
So there's always a small variation. So Noah is new. This is the actually easy one. Um, Jesus is
Oh, I'll wait for you guys to say it so you guys can be tested. Do you guys know the
Umar. So what? Jesus is who? Anybody? Raise your hands.
the Islamic name for Jesus?
Hazrat,
Go ahead,
Sumat.
Sumit.
Sir, Jesus is Isa.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Um, uh, Abraham is Shazia.
Oh, you're breaking up a little bit. We can't really hear you. Sorry.
Let's go with Sumat again.
It is Ibrahim.
Ibrahim. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I heard you this time. So okay, Abraham is Ibrahim. Um, let's see here. Who else is there?
Joseph.
Oh, Joseph. Who is Joseph? I call on people now for a cause. Sania. Muzammal.
Sir, it is Joseph.
Yeah. Jacob is who is Jacob? Azia.
Jacob is bin Urdu.
Sorry, say that again.
Jacob is Yaqub in Urdu. Can you hear me?
Yep. 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 So yeah. And you guys have this Quran, and it shows who is who. Let's see.
How about Job? Oh, that's a tricky
That's the
one,
one I don't know. That's the one I don't know. So I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah. Going once,
So,
going twice. Okay, sold for Ayub.
so who's David? Daoud. And the one I always find interesting that's mentioned a lot in biblical literature is John the Baptist.
Oh, I don't know the Arab version of his name.
Yahya.
Yahya. Oh, interesting.
According to this.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know John the Baptist was in the Quran. That's interesting.
Sumer.
Okay, sir. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وَرَبَّكَ فَكَبِّرْ and magnify the glory of your Lord. This is the primary duty of a prophet, peace be upon him, which he has to perform in this world. His foremost duty is to refute the greatness of all those whom the ignorant people might be holding as great, and publicly proclaim that the greatness in this universe belongs to none but Allah alone. For this very reason, the phrase Allahu Akbar has been held as of supreme importance in Islam. The Adhan, call to prayer, begins with the proclamation of Allahu Akbar. The Muslim enters the prayer itself with Allahu Akbar and repeats Allahu Akbar every time he sits or stands. He also pronounces Bismillahi Allahu Akbar when slaughtering an animal. The slogan of Allahu Akbar has become a most distinctive and prominent emblem of Muslims throughout the world today. For the Prophet, peace be upon him, of this Ummah himself and embarked on his mission with the magnification and glorification of Almighty Allah. Thank you, sir.
Okay, a few words.
Okay, so the first word is primary.
Primary.
Yeah, and that means first. Like if you say your primary duty, it's your first duty, or your most important duties. It can also mean that. Us in American elections, sometimes we talk about the primary, which means like the first election that happens in a series of elections.
Okay, so Mary, you said primary because in the US we also have a similar school system, primary school, and we have but we use in Urdu we call it primary. So it's primary.
So I guess in Pakistan you guys probably like use the British pronunciation of the word.
Well, it could be British, or it could be just as the words go between different languages, the enunciation become a little different, right?
Okay.
We have those what is called antiatrics, so the emphasis can be on different things.
Yeah.
Different letters. Okay. And the second one is?
The second one is distinctive.
Distinctive.
When something is distinct, I guess you could say it is unique. What else can I say about distinct? Recognizable. I just wanted to look it up to make sure I was giving good synonyms and not confusing people. But distinguishable. So if someone, let's say you have a friend who has green hair, they would be very distinct because not many other people have green hair. So you would always recognize them in a crowd, basically.
And did you choose green because you're wearing a green scarf?
Yeah, that's right. Green scarves are not as distinctive as green hair.
Yeah. This first color that came to your mind.
Yeah.
Sumer, continue. I just finished the paragraph.
Okay, sir. Here, there is another fine point which must be understood well. As we have learned from the background of the revelation of these verses, this was the first occasion when the Prophet peace be upon him, had been commanded to arise for performing the duties of the great mission of prophethood. And it was obvious that the city and society in which he was commanded to perform this mission was the center of polytheism. Not only were the people around him polytheistic like the common Arabs, but more than that, the city of Mecca had become the most sacred place of pilgrimage for the polytheistic Arabs, and the Quraysh were its attendants. A rising of a person in such a place all by himself and proclaiming the oneness of God in the face of polytheism was full of risks. This is why the exhortation to proclaim the greatness of your Lord just after arise and warn contains this meaning also. Do not at all mind the terrifying and dreadful forces that seem to be obstructing, obstructing, obstructing and impeding your work, and proclaim publicly that your Lord is the greatest of all those who can hinder and resist you from giving your message. This is indeed the greatest encouragement for a person who embarks on a divine mission. The one who has Allah's greatness and the majesty deeply embedded in his heart will feel no hesitation at all in facing and fighting the entire world by himself for the sake of Allah. Thank you, sir.
Very good. So only one more word.
Yeah, very good. So the word is impeding.
Oh, impeding.
Yeah, so to impede means to like block or interrupt, to make it so you can't do your work, to obstruct, delay.
Okay. Other words were obstruct.
Yeah, and I know you did correct yourself on the pronunciation of obstruct, but I will also say that just means like to block or prevent. If you weren't aware of that word, so I guess obstruct and impede kind of mean similar things.
How do you spell impede? Is it IMPEDE or
Yeah,
EE?
I think you're right. I think it's EDE. Yeah, it is.
So, impede. Okay. So yes, these are good synonyms.
Yeah,
To obstruct, to
yeah,
impede, to
right.
delay, to prevent.
Yeah.
Okay. Next, let's go with Musammal.
Okay, so أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وثيابك فطهر and purify your robes. These are very comprehensive words which are full of meaning. They mean this: keep your garments free from every filth and impurity. For the purity of the body and garments and the purity of the spirit are interlinked and interdependent. A pure spirit and a impure body with impure garments cannot live together. The society in which the Prophet, peace be upon him, had arisen with the invitation to Islam was not only steeped in the evils of unbelief and immorality, but was also devoid of even the most elementary concepts of purity and cleanliness. The Prophet's peace be upon him task was to teach its members cleanliness in every way of life. Therefore, Therefore, he was instructed to establish and present a high standard of purity in his external life as well. Thus, it is the result of the same instruction that the Prophet, peace be upon him, gave mankind such detailed teaching about the cleanliness of the body and garments as is not possessed even by the most civilized nations of today, not to speak of the Arabs of the pre-Islamic days of ignorance. So much so that in the most of languages of the world there is no word synonymous with taharat. On the contrary, in Islam, every book of the Hadith and Fiqh begins with injunctions and instructions on taharat, purity, which distinguishes between purity and impurity and gives minute details about the methods and means of obtaining purity.
Okay,
Okay.
cool. Thank you. Thank
So
you.
2 words.
All right. So the first one is spirit.
Spirit,
It's like your soul, or in Arabic, I guess they would call that the ruh. Let's see. All right, your soul.
Another similar word is SOLE.
They sound the same but have different meanings.
So there's soul, ruh, and then there's soul, person, or should brain, an individual.
Yeah, I think SOLE would be like an individual, someone who's by themselves.
It's Jessica's sole responsibility. So that would be okay. Next.
All right, so the next word is arisen.
arisen,
Yeah, so it's like when someone rises, right? To rise is to get up, but they did it. They had already done it. They had arisen.
So let me ask a question.
Sure.
What is this word?
so this word is arise,
So arise. What is this word?
arose,
What was the last one?
arise, arose, and arisen,
And what are these?
drive, drove, driven.
So see how the emphasis on I changes? First one is arise. The third one is arisen. Drive, driven. Same concept.
Oh, okay. The next one is steeped.
Steeped,
Yeah, so I guess it's like to be submerged or surrounded by, to soak. It's like when you have, how could I use this? Steeped. I guess you could refer to like a tea bag steeped in the tea.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking, that when you put the tea bag in water,
Yeah.
that's a process of steeping it.
Okay. The next word is devoid.
Devoid.
Yeah, so when something is devoid, it lacks, it does not have. If someone is devoid of mercy, they lack mercy, they do not have. Without, yeah, it means to not have. Okay. The next one is members.
Members.
Yeah, so a member is someone who belongs to a group. And the prophets asked us to teach its members. So he was teaching his people, the people in his group. Okay. The next word, there was one word I saw that did not get underlined. The word is cleanliness.
Ah.
Yeah, there you go. So repeat after me, cleanliness.
Cleanliness.
Yeah. I know the word clean is in there, but I think over time, as people were saying it, instead of saying cleanliness, they started just saying cleanliness because it was easier to say. Because I think cleanliness, like saying it too much, probably got hard. So my guess is over time it just kind of shifted into a pronunciation that became easier. But the word clean is in there, so it means to be clean. Typically, when you have that NESS at the end of the word, it means like a quality. So this is like a quality of being clean. It's like a character trait. Someone has cleanliness. They're very clean. Some people say there's an expression where some people say cleanliness is next to godliness. So it's kind of really elevating being the quality of being clean. All right. So that is an expression.
So how do you spell tidiness? Is it TIDY or TIDI?
I think it's TIDY. I'm gonna look it up. No, it was the I. My bad. Tidiness.
Mm-hmm. So people will say, clean your room or tidy up your room.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. The next word, repeat after me, is synonymous.
Synonymous.
Yeah. So the word synonym is in there. Synonym means a word that has the same meaning as another word. We were talking about how spirit and soul have the same meaning. They're synonymous with each other. Or cleanliness and tidiness have the same meaning. They're synonyms, or they're synonymous with each other.
Okay, I missed the word members.
Oh, I missed that. Oh, no, we did talk about it. We said they were people who are in a group, members.
Next, Shazia.
Okay, sir. Bismillah Rahman Rahim. The second meaning of these words is keep your garments neat and clean. The criterion of religiosity given to the world by the monastic concept was that a man was holy to the extent he was unclean. If a person happened to put on neat clothes, he was looked upon as a worldly man, whereas the fact is that human nature abhors filth and uncleanness, and even a person of ordinary fine taste loves to be associated only with a neat and clean person. On this very basis, for the one calling the people to Allah, it was made imperative that externally he should also look so neat and clean that the people should regard him with esteem and his personality should be stained in any way so as to repel others.
Shazia, I think you were breaking off a lot in your paragraph, so that's why I stopped you sooner. Jessica, were you having problem hearing her as well?
Yeah, I was.
So I'm gonna ask Shahzad, can you repeat that same paragraph?
Okay, sir. Can I start?
Yeah.
Okay, sir. The second meaning of these words is keep your garments neat and clean. The criterion of religiosity given to the world by the monastic concepts was that a man was holy to the extent he was unclean. If a person happened to put on neat clothes, he was looked upon as a worldly man, whereas the fact is that human nature abhors filth and uncleanness, and even a person of ordinary fine taste loves to be associated only with a neat and clean person. On this very basis, for the one calling the people to Allah, it was made imperative and externally he should also look so neat and clean that the people should regard him with esteem, and his personality should not be stained in any way so as to repel others. The third meaning of this divine command is keep your garments free from moral evils. Your dress should be neat and clean, but it should bear no tinge of no no tinge of vanity and pride, display and exhibition, pomp and show. The dress is the first thing of the introduce the personality of a person to others. The kind the kind of dress a person wears makes the people judge at first sight what kind of a man he is. The dresses of the rulers and princes, the dresses of the religious functionaries, the dresses of the vain and conceited people, the dresses of the mean and shallow people, the dresses of the evil-natured and characterless people all represent the tastes and tempers of those who wear them. The temper of the one calling to Allah is naturally different from all such people. Therefore, his dress should also necessarily be different from all of them. He should wear such a dress as should make everyone else feel that he is a noble and refined person, who is not involved in any evil of the self. Its fourth meaning is keep his fourth meaning is keep away from moral evils. Ibn Abbas, Ibrahim Nakai, Shabi, Atta Mujahid, Qatada, Sayyid ibn Jubair, Hassan Basri, and other major commentators have given this very meaning to these words. Keep yourself morally pure and avoid all that is blameworthy. Also in Arabic usage, when it is said, so and so is clean in his garments, it implies that he is morally good and pure. On the contrary, when it is said, he is filthy in his garments, it means that he is dishonest and fraudulent in his dealing, he is unreliable.
Okay. Very good. So let's start with Pinge.
The reason you know, it's actually tinge. So repeat after me. Tinge.
Tinge. Tinge.
Tinge, yeah, literally refers to kind of like the color of something, or something being like colored slightly, maybe. Like if you have a red shirt you put in the washer with a bunch of white shirts, all the white shirts will be tinged with a little red. Maybe they'll be pink now. So it's to kind of just a color. Okay. The next word is your vanity.
Vanity.
Yeah, so to have vanity is to be, it's a kind of pride. It's a kind of obsession with the way you look, your appearance. An obsession with appearance, I guess you could say. If someone's very vain, they basically are just thinking a lot about their appearance and the way they look. They want to look good. But it's just too much. It's excessive. What does that say? Show
off.
Show off. Yeah, you're also maybe like a show off.
You can't read it. Nobody else can read it.
Well, I don't know. Their eyes are younger than mine. Maybe they can. Okay. So the next word is it's one where I think it just didn't get pronounced all the way. So this is introduces.
Introduces.
Yeah, and you just got to remember to have that S at the end, because the S can change the grammar of the word. Okay. The next one is conceited.
Conceited.
So conceited can also mean proud. It's kind of like it's excessively proud, or it can be vain too. It's just people who are very like obsessed with themselves. They think a lot about themselves.
So Jessica used the word vain a few times. So these two words are related.
Yeah.
Vain or vanity.
Yeah.
A person can be vain, or a person can exhibit vanity. So conceited is similar to vain.
Yeah. Yeah.
Umar.
Sir, I think Umar is not here.
Muzammal.
Okay, so أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ورجز فهجر and shun uncleanness. Uncleanness implies every kind of filth, whether of belief and thought, of morals and deeds, of the body, dress, or mood of life. The verse means keep yourself free from the filth of evils which are prevalent in society around you. No one should ever impute to you the blame that your own life your own life itself is stained in some degree with the evils that you tell others to avoid.
We were just talking about cleanliness, but the word clean in this word doesn't have a li after it. So this is just uncleanness. So repeat after me, uncleanness.
Uncleanness.
Yeah. So usually when un is next to a word, what does it do to it? If anyone wants to tell me.
What does un mean?
Yeah, what does the prefix un do to a word in English?
Un mean not.
Yeah, right. It's so this would be not clean. Okay, but then the very next word after it has that li, right? Cleanly. So then the clean becomes uncleanliness. So I'm sorry. It's just once again just memorization.
So let's go. So it's can we, so one is what?
So one's clean and one's cleanliness, and they both mean the same thing. It's just the pronunciation changes slightly when you have that li come after clean.
I just put the numbers here. So one is clean, two is cleanliness, three is.
If someone else wants to say, or do you want me to say?
Yeah, I want you to say it. So then
I'll ask
you to repeat it.
Oh, the screen just kind of like blurred out for a second. I'm sorry. Was it? I think I remember it was. Oh, there it is back now. Uncleanliness.
Okay.
And then the next one is unclean.
So is number 3 uncleanliness or uncleanliness?
It's uncleanliness.
Okay.
I know. It's. I think it's just it's just when it has that li after it. It's just. I think the pronunciation changes simply because it's just easier to say that way. That's all.
Okay. Unclean. What is number 4 now?
Uncleanness.
Okay. So number 2 and number 3 are going to be clean.
Yeah.
So whenever you have li in after clean, it's going to be clean.
That's right.
All right. This is just there's no reason for it. It's just memorization.
Yeah, it's just memorization and just the fact that I think it changed because that made it easier to pronounce it. Because I think it would just be too many like e sounds, in one word.
Yeah, there's in Pakistan, there's a lot of schools would emphasize memorization and not thinking through the material. So,
okay.
I'm always against memorization because of I studied back home, and now here I'm learning English, and the only way to learn English is memorization.
That's right. There's no way around it.
Okay. All right. Next word is.
So the next word is mode.
Mode.
Yeah, and a mode is kind of like a type, your type of life. It's not mood, it's mode.
So mode is type, mood is your behavior.
Okay. And then the next word is prevalent. Oh, sorry.
Yep. Go ahead.
Okay, so the next word is prevalent.
Prevalent.
Let's say it one more time. Prevalent.
Prevalent.
Yeah. So prevalent is like it's widespread. It's ubiquitous. If you were gonna say that, maybe you say bad manners are widespread in the society, you would say it's bad manners are prevalent in the society.
Social media is prevalent.
Yes, it's very prevalent.
Okay, ubiquitous.
Ubiquitous, yes.
Is it ubiquitous or ubiquitous?
Ubiquitous.
Yeah. You need look up the pronunciation because I cannot pronounce this. I like the word, but I always have a hard time pronouncing it.
I guess it's basically like it has quit in there, so you just say ubiquitous. Yeah.
Okay, so we will stop here. So today we'll get 1 to 5. And next time we'll go from 6 onwards. Sorry, I wasn't prepared with all the material this morning.
All good.
Yeah. Thank you for your time, Jessica. Juman Mubarak.
Thank you, everybody. Juman Mubarak.
I love it, man. Thank you.
Walaikum salam.